Welcome. Welcome to Joe's Custom Classics Sunday Night Live. Sunday Night Live. And we talk about, well, normally we talk about car restoration, drag racing, parts and cars from the 50s, 60s, and 70s. That's what we normally talk about. And I'm Joe. I have the mug to prove it. And tonight we're gonna dig into something a little different than I'm used to. In fact, I don't know anything about this. That's why I thought it'd be a great idea to bring on somebody who knows what this is all about. Alisha Ascani, all the way from where you from?
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. We're coming in from
Hello.
Wisconsin, and we're going to talk about drift cars, drifting, and that whole thing that most of my viewers, say subscribers, know nothing about. So that as I'm learning, they're going to learn. So this is going to be fun, something different. Um, First thing I want to ask is how you got involved into drifting and explain what drifting is, first of all, and go from there. Let's see what we can dig up here.
yeah,
Like, what
so
is drift?
I yeah, so I got into it in high school. I was always kind of like interested in cars and everything, and like specifically Japanese cars. And then I started becoming friends with more and more people that were into the same thing. Push comes to shove, then I went to drift events, spectated. And after I spectated, I was like, yeah, I want to do this. This is awesome. So then I kind of threw myself in it, and I've been doing it for over a decade now. And it's so much fun. I love it so
What?
much.
How would you explain drifting other than just sliding around a corner? What is it? What is drifting
So you're
like?
basically just going at a corner as fast as you can, and you're going sideways through it. You know what I mean? Like you were going, and then you just want to keep that momentum up, like through the corners and everything. Like it's so much fun.
And you've been where's it big? I know you were in Japan.
Yeah, so that's basically like where it came from is Japan. I've been there twice. It's an awesome place. Like I feel like between here and Japan, like Japan's always going to be a little bit better because that's where it came from. But all the events I've been here, and like I said, I've been drifting here for over a decade, and it's growing so much more here, which is awesome.
Now, what kind of cars are we talking? Because I guess you could drift anything, but you're drifting what?
So I have four Nissan 240 SXs. But yeah, you could honestly drift anything, like as long as it's rear wheel drive. You most likely want it to be manual. I've known people that have automatic cars that have gone at it, but eventually they switch over to manual. And you either want to have like a welded diff, like a posi, or like like a two-way differential
Right.
would be good. Yeah.
And what kind of horsepower are we squeezing?
Honestly, I started off low horsepower, but it's all on, like, I started off low horsepower. And if you are starting drifting, it's a little bit better starting off lower horsepower, because once you get into something that's faster, I feel like you're going to be more like comfortable and confident in driving like a faster vehicle. But you can have 8 horsepower and go try to, like, rip around corners, or you can have 1,000 horsepower. So it's
And
like,
and it's turbo. We're drifting turbos. You need a turbo or
no, no, you have NA cars all the time drifting, or
uh,
like all
show
power
me what
levels.
cars you have there behind you there.
Right.
They're all Nissans.
No, no. So this is one of my cars. This is the Nissan 240SX, and it has an SR20 in it. So this engine is from Japan. It's a four-cylinder turbo, which we did not get here in the States. So we got a four-cylinder called a KA 24DE here, and that's where I started. So then it was a great engine. I mean, it sucks because it's like we really didn't get anything great here. That engine, the K, is kind of slow. That's why I replaced it with a four-cylinder turbo, which definitely does move. And this is a Toyota Corolla. This makes not a lot of power, but you know, he still goes out there and has fun. This is a Toyota Corolla, and then this is a Toyota Cressida. So this has a straight six turbo in it, two JZ, one JZ. They are super popular in drifting, I would say. Between like the JZs, there's a two JZ and then there's a one JZ. This is a one JZ, and I have an SR20, which is also super popular.
So they are probably the most popular drift cars you could find.
Would
Because
be
of
would be the 240 SX. I would say this is the most popular car.
price, parts. Is that why they were picked,
They're
or
just they just drive like it just comes so natural. I feel like in a 240, like it is balanced well.
it's balanced, right? Okay.
Yeah.
And now you got roll bars in them and everything.
Yep. So I only have a roll bar in this one. Like I said, in my other 240, it's caged, but it all depends on the track. If you need a cage to like, because you can either like run solo, which you don't need a cage, but if you want to tandem with your friends, drive with your friends, most tracks require, at least on the East Coast, a roll cage. But we're obviously in Wisconsin, so you really don't need a roll cage to tandem. It all depends on the organization and the group that runs the event.
Now, for people tuning in, you can go to. I have Alicia's website on this the bottom of this live stream. You can check it out. There's some videos I got on. I saw some videos on there. It's pretty interesting. Um, so you have to. I noticed you were drifting in tandem. Is that what is that all about?
So it's basically just drifting with your friends, drifting with another person. You don't want to play really bumper cars. It is more of like how close you can get without like touching them.
Hmm.
Obviously, a bump here and there is fun. No
Very nice.
harm in that. But yeah, tandeming is very fun though, and I feel like it definitely makes you become a better driver as well.
Well, you don't want to smash what you just worked on. I would assume, right? Yeah.
No, yeah, definitely not. It's a pain. You get really good at fiberglass work too, being in the drifting.
So how did you just like learn how to drift? Somebody had to show you, right?
So basically, I bought the car and just kind of like signed up for these events. And I also had a bunch of friends that were into drifting. And I just went out there and failed miserably for the first year. I had a lot of problems with the car. I ended up having to replace the steering rack because it was I was bad. And for being it's really hard for me to drift with no power steering. Like, I don't know, maybe I don't have big enough muscles, but I do not like it. So that was a setback for the first year I got into it. And then I remember the last before the last event, I got the rack replaced, and it was like night and day. And I was like, okay, now I can progress now. So it's like it's honestly a lot of the car. Like, you have to make sure, like, before an event, like everything's working properly, because it's gonna really affect your learning if it's kind of set up poorly.
Okay. Now I know this for what I do with the restoration, but what
Mm.
kind of money are you putting into one of your cars? I mean,
It's
you're
definitely not cheap. I
well,
mean,
well, you're
yeah,
talking motor, brakes, tires. What else?
yeah. Basically, yeah, motor brakes, tires. Obviously, you want to maintain it, oil changes like regularly and everything. I usually do an oil change maybe after like two events. I like to keep it clean. And like I said, like there's so many upgrades. Like I want to do so many more things to my car. Like there's always
Go
something, you know what I mean, to make it
go.
better.
Let me see the inside of your car. Just to show people what.
I have a pretty simple setup. Like I just have like a bucket seat, which keeps me in place, harnesses, and
Right.
then like a harness bar. Like it's very simple. You know what I mean? Like I keep it very simple with this car just because it's like my get in and go car. You know what I mean? Like my other car has a lot more money put into it, but
Oh, this is like a backup car.
this is kind of like my backup car. Yeah. But
So
it still costs it's still so expensive, especially like obviously now it's getting worse because more people are getting into it. So yeah, which is
Yeah.
it's a good thing. It's like a good thing and a bad thing. I feel like, but
Now your airbags are obviously disabled, I would assume, and all that. All that.
yeah, yeah, that's not in there at all. Nope.
Yeah,
I have an
everything.
aftermarket steering wheel and a quick release, so yeah, I can take my steering wheel on and off.
Okay. Yeah. So you're basically you don't need turn signals no more. You don't need brake lights. You do.
You definitely need brake lights, yeah. I mean,
Definitely.
I like to try to keep everything just because, if you wanna drive it on, like, the street and stuff, you obviously need all that stuff, so
You would. Well, you know what? I I go to a lot of car shows, and most of the car shows I go to are not, Japanese cars. But I can tell you, there's cars that do not would not ever pass inspection, and they drive them
Yeah.
on the road. So I know that. But so your other car that you have is what, much more involved. That's your
I mean,
primary
it
car.
has it this is actually, like, my primary car, but the purple car, the other 240 I have, has a 2JZ motor in it, and I just had so many problems with it and issues with it that it's never gotten to be my, like, main car.
What motor was that again?
2JZ.
You got to
That's a Toyota.
explain.
Oh, that's like the one I showed you over here. So this is
Okay.
the 1JZ. So there's a 1JZ and a two JZ. They look pretty similar. Um, so I have the 2JZ VVTI.
They're
Um,
high revving. What do you tack on something like that?
I mean, honestly, they can hold a lot of power, like just like the stock bottom end. But let's see, like my purple car, last time I got it dynoed, it made like 500.
5,000.
Oh, are we talking? What are we talking about?
I'm talking the tachometer. What are you tacking on? What are you tacking on the motor to get your power range? Are you revving them really good, or
Well, with drifting in general, it's high. You're high in revs.
yeah? Don't you have a tack? Is there a tack on the dash, or
Yeah, yeah, we have tax.
well, what do you normally tack on something like that?
Mm,
Well, the reason I say that because my cars are big blocks, and 3,000 is, you know
oh, okay. Yeah, we
high.
go past that. Yeah, we go way
Yeah.
past that. We go far past that.
Right, right.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
yeah.
saying. I mean, not that I can't go over 3,000, but my power range, I have a big block, whatever, old,
Yeah.
whatever, is you're getting power in the low end, big displacement. So you're having smaller motor. You have to rev it higher to get the power
Mm.
out of it.
Yeah,
Basically,
I
is
mean,
how it works.
yeah, that's definitely the power. You definitely don't, but yeah.
So that's cool. So you've been doing this for a long time, and what are now? It's just a uh, is there like a is there professionals that do this?
Yeah, there's a professional, and that's called Formula Drift. Um,
Really?
yeah, their cars are crazy, big horsepower. They have like everything done to them. Like,
Well, like I was asking you earlier about like Ken Block and some of the other guys that used to do
mhm.
crazy stuff, 1,200 horsepower, drifting. Would That's obviously not what you do, but they are drifting. Like they go up Pikes Peak, the drifting all the way
Right?
up it and
Yeah.
stuff.
Mm.
But those guys have a bankroll
Oh,
that's
right. Yeah, it's a
endless.
lot different. Yeah, for sure.
Well, and that's I'm going to tell you how this relates because not just me, but the my subscribers, the people watch my show, are you know happy days cars and muscle cars, and that's
Yeah,
that's
for
that's
sure.
all right. That's what we're into, and I'm gonna
Mhm.
be honest with you. Out of it, just we didn't grow up with Japanese cars. We just
Mm.
didn't. So I
Right, the
don't.
generation,
I
definitely.
right. So we don't have the allure to that card. And so, and I think this happens every generation because like I have my friends come on, people that are you know, did drag racing back in the 60s, and they're up in age. They relate to the cars from the 50s and
Hmm.
60s, and be honest with you, I was born in the wrong generation because I also like the cars from the 50s and 60s, but my
Yeah.
first cars were, late 60s, early 70s. That's the cars I drove.
Hmm.
And so uh it just and the reason we drove these cars, and let me ask you this, because this is important. The reason every generation picks whatever car they're going to restore to drag race, to drift, to hot rod, is because we got those cars very cheap. Like, I used to get cars, we used to get cars for 100, $200 sometimes.
Yeah.
And we used to get cars sometimes even cheaper.
Yeah.
Um and that just and we would take them and fix them. We didn't have money. I mean, we
Yeah.
didn't have
Right.
money when we were kids, but now, as you get old and we get to a certain part, you know, you go back and people restore. And this is what I do. You restore cars that you had back when you were younger, and that's why car restoration is it never ends, but the
Hmm.
cars change because I'm giving you a little history lesson. So so right now in society, 2026, the and everything goes up and down in cycle, but right now, like, the older cars are going down in value. The
Mm.
interest isn't there. Like, uh, I'm not saying the cars aren't worth it, and it all depends. If it was grandpa's car and it was handed down, that's different. People
Hmm.
restore those cars, but on marketplace, let's say, the prices of those are not carrying the money they did, let's say, 2 3 years ago. And right now, I'm going to say the muscle cars, especially certain brands like the Mopars, are
Hmm.
a lot more money than the Fords and the Chevys right now. But uh, that'll all change. So your cars now, now your cars were, I can remember, like, the 240Zs. They were, I don't know. I wouldn't even have drove one because I
Hmm.
it's not there's no relation to it.
Hmm.
But what do you see in those cars now? Like, the prices have to be coming up because there's less of them. There's less 90s cars on the road now.
Oh, for sure, definitely. I remember when I first got into it, they were very cheap. Some of my friends would get them, they'd be rotting away in somebody's yard, they would just give them away.
Right.
I've heard stories of people paying like $150 or like a case of beer or like, $500. But now it's crazy because drifting is so much more popular now and a lot more people are trying to like pick these up. And, I like I said, I have 4 240SXs, but I got them when they were cheap,
Right.
and now it's like they're my retirement kind of. Not like I would ever get rid of them, but that's how I feel because the price is just up so high. And not just on 240s, on everything, on all the
Everything.
the
Like the
Japanese cars.
Datsuns. I
Yeah,
see,
they're
like, people are restoring Datsuns, the little
mhm.
trucks.
Yeah, the trucks are cool.
Oh my god. We used to get those for nothing, and now they're restoring them. That's amazing. Like the first wave of 70s Toyotas and all those that used to come into our country. Uh those are big buck cars now,
Oh, for sure, yeah. Yeah, like
crazy.
this one, obviously it's an '80s car. This would go for a lot. It's in such good shape. He doesn't drift it like as much as obviously I would drift my car, so it's super clean. Like could probably get like close to like 20, 25 for this car.
You're kidding me.
No, like I've seen Corollas like on marketplace and stuff. Like it's crazy. Yeah, people love
That's
the Corollas.
that's insane. Um
Yeah, it's insane. Even like I said, even with a beat up like 240SX, like people are getting a lot more for them. Like it's harder, it's getting harder and harder to find deals. They're still out there, but like you got to travel for them. You know, you always have to travel far for them, and half the time it's like, you know, by the time you even see them, it's already sold.
So you're getting old too then, is what
Yeah,
what you're saying,
unfortunately.
because I mean you're if you've been doing this for how long you been doing this?
It's gonna be come up on like 12 years.
12 years. So that would take you back, to your late teens you started doing this, right?
Right. Yeah.
Right. So a lot has changed. And
Oh, for sure.
and a lot of people, a lot of people don't understand what it takes to I mean, you're not necessarily restoring a car, you're building a race car, really. But race cars and aftermarket parts are expensive, just like restoring cars. And I do more of a custom. I
Mhm.
customize cars, and it's a little bit different than restoring cars. Where if somebody brings me a car, they want it restored. It's different. I mean, but I take and customize cars. Like my Oldsmobile's getting airbags on it, and I'm gonna drop that right to the ground. Uh, and no, I'm
Nice.
just saying that's the kind of car I'm doing, and
Oh
and
no, that was super cool.
and my other car is gonna get me a lot of tickets because I'm gonna do a lot of. That's gonna be a burnout machine, really. I see a lot of tires getting burned off on that, but it's two different. It's two different like genres in right here in my garage, and it's really cool because I get some strange stuff in here for upholstery. I have some really cool things coming up in my next couple of videos. Uh, I have would be 1973. I'm redoing the interior. I'm doing the seats of an ice cream truck,
Nice. Oh, that's cool.
but I'm taking the
Oh,
seats and I'm sandblasting the frame, and I'm doing
oh, nice.
doing an American flag seat to match the theme of the ice cream truck.
Mm.
So I got that right here in front of me, and I like I do upholstery. So
Mhm.
uh but that's really awesome. So you're in Wisconsin and you were explaining the tracks. There's a lot of tracks out there. I mean, it's winter
Um,
time there. I mean,
yeah.
I I would think wintertime in Wisconsin is just is worse than in the Northeast. Has to be
Yeah, it's kind of the same, honestly.
cold. I mean,
Sometimes it's warmer here than it is, back at home, like in Pennsylvania. But
really,
yeah, it's very strange. Or it'll be like snowy one day here, and then like the next day or two, you guys will get hit with it.
right, right.
So yeah, so it's
Now,
I feel like it's the same.
being in Wisconsin, that's not is that the drifting mecca of the Midwest, or it's just
I
where you
mean,
landed?
I feel like a lot of people, there's a lot of drifters that like live in Chicago and stuff, like in Illinois. But I feel like there's definitely more tracks out, on the East Coast.
There is.
I feel like it's a little bit more popular out there. Um, but like we have a couple decent tracks here for sure. Like US Air, they're like up north, super good. That's probably one of the best tracks like in the country for
Huh.
sure. So yeah, but like other than like US Air, the one of the best tracks I've driven. And then we have Great Lakes Dragway. They have a skid pad there, and it's always fun to go there and practice and everything. But for like track wise, they have a handful, but it's definitely like on the East Coast. They definitely have a lot more. Like you have Englishtown, which has been around forever, and then you have Thompson, which is in Connecticut. Lock City Drift runs that. They've been around for a long time. And then I can just Pocono does drifting, Drift Evergreen. Like there's just so many more tracks I feel like, and like organizations that I can like spin off than places in Wisconsin.
And events. I mean, you have like events, all weekend events of drifting, or
Yeah, yeah. So usually, like somebody will just like rent the track or do it. They have like their own organization, and then we'll either do like sometimes it's just a single day, sometimes it's all weekend, sometimes it's like a 3 day event, which are those are always fun because there's usually like everybody camps or something like that.
Hmm, that's amazing. I didn't think there
Mhm.
was. And when did drifting start? 90s.
I don't know. It seems like people were. My dad always says, "I was drifting before you guys called it drifting," whatever that means. So I feel like it's always kind of been around. Like you kick your car out, it's fun, you're all laughing and everything. Like it's always like been around. I feel like, but I just feel like it's starting to get more like probably towards like 2000s.
Yeah,
Hmm.
in Japan.
No,
Why'd you?
here.
Why'd
I
you?
feel
Oh,
like
here, but what? Why in Japan? Because that's where the cars are from, or
I'm not sure. I don't know if one day they just got in their cars, like, all right, let's go drift the mountains or something. But um, they probably mostly probably because the cars.
now you do
They
most of
have
your
the.
work.
I try to do most of my work. Obviously, I'm not like a master tech in no way. So I know. I have a lot of friends that are into it. My boyfriend helps me and everything. Like if I have issues, and it's like the drifting community is definitely like there's always somebody there trying to help.
Oh,
Like
that's
even
like that's like
yeah,
drag racing, and that's like yeah, any racing community. Everybody helps each other. It's
for
really
sure. Yeah. And that's what's awesome about the sport too.
so. What's in the future for drifting, or what's in the future? What do you plan? Build just keep building cars and
Well, it depends. It depends. My wallet is my problem here.
right. Well, you have four of them. You have four cars,
Mhm.
and you need five, I guess, because I know
So they're like one's just not enough. And
I have the same problem. I have uh I have eight cars in my driveway, but I
oh,
I do need. I always you always need a bigger garage, and then you will fill it. I
yeah,
never thought I'd
yeah.
fill this one, and I filled it to the point where I can't fit anything else in it.
Yeah, I
So
know, I know how you feel. Because it's like the 4 cars, this black one here, this has, like, been my drift car since I started. So, I'm not getting rid of that one. And then I have my purple 240, which has, like, the 2JZ motor in it, which, has I've just been pouring money into this car. And then I have, like, my Sunday cruiser car, and then I have a spare shell. So if, like, something were to happen, like, get in a crash or whatever, it's drifting, it got to be prepared. I have a spare shell that I could like shell swap. And then I have my truck and trailer, and then I have like my little beater car. So it's like I have 7 cars in the trailer. So it's definitely
right.
like a whole thing. It's definitely a whole thing. Like people say, oh, it's just like a hobby or whatever. But it's like, no, this is kind of like my lifestyle now. Like it doesn't, I don't see myself ever, getting out of it. I just, want
Well,
to.
I'll be honest with you. There's no reason. I mean, I've been working on cars since I was a teenager, but it's funny because I painted cars. I did everything you could possibly do up until I years ago I started doing upholstery, and now I do everything in this garage. Um, I do everything in the garage right here, other than like I can't machine shop my heads and I can't
Right. Yeah.
but other than that, I do everything here. I got plasma cutters and welders and I fabricate everything right here in the garage. I paint. I paint 11 cars uh,
Wow.
since I was a kid. So I actually had a job when I got out of the army. I got a job. I was a hydraulic painter. I used to paint
Mm.
hydraulic equipment. This is like one of the jobs I had
Yeah.
long time ago. And I would actually paint for a living, and I would paint people's cars. I paint my car. I used to paint. Uh, so it's funny how you whatever you do in life, it's going to come back as something will help you later on in life. It's it's an amazing thing. And the people that you run into and the people that you talk to, like, just going to car shows or and forums today
Mhm.
with the phone,
Oh, yeah.
that's one
Social
of the
media.
positives of the phone, because I'm not a big fan of you know the technology with the phone and the AI and everything. But
Yeah.
I I can talk to anybody. Well, I say in the world, but I talk to anybody all over the country if I run into problems with parts and I'm looking for and I have questions. You're always going to find somebody that's going to help you, and that part of it's really cool. And I've become good friends with people that just through forums and trying to research how to fix whatever I'm working on.
Mhm.
So not everybody knows everything about everything, but collectively everybody comes together and you're going to get the answer.
Right. It's definitely a community
I
for sure.
mean, I restore cars and work on motor. I don't know everything, but if you do the time and the research and if I get stuck, like if I get stuck with something, I know people I could call, and over the phone they're going to help.
Right.
So
Yeah.
so that is a cool part, because not everybody knows everything about everything. Like,
Right.
that's why I had you on tonight, because I know nothing about drifting. I thought it'd be a cool thing. It's got four wheels and a motor, and that's cool. I mean, I guess you could drift anything. It doesn't have to be a Nissan 240, but
No, people drift, like Camaros and
I see
stuff, Corvettes.
BMWs. I see
BMWs are big. Yep. E36s.
there you go. What else? What else is a good drift car? Like, all right, if you hit the lottery tonight, what is your like drift car you're gonna go buy?
Honestly, probably a 240SX, or in Japan, I'd probably just buy a Sylvia, which, so that's a whole nother topic too. So here we have the 240SX, the S13s. They come in coupes and hatchbacks,
Right,
and we only got this pop-up front end here in the States. In
right.
Japan, only the hatchbacks got what they're called the 180SX, got the pop-ups. And on the coupes, there's like a, let me see if I can find me a picture or something of a Sylvia front end here. We got a Sylvia front end. So the front end is just a little bit different. Has more of a aggressive like headlight and everything. I can't find one here, of course.
Are
But
they right hand drive in
yes, they're
Japan?
right hand drive. Yep.
God, that's got to be
Yep,
weird.
it's right hand drive.
I couldn't
Um
shift left-handed. I could not shift left-handed.
you get used to it. Like, I was worried about that when I went over there, and it just took me a couple times, like in the skid pad, just like, or like driving around and everything, and then it's like night and day. Like it was really easy. It's actually like easier because, say, you're in first gear, second, third, and when you're in third and you say you want to downshift, you just like throw it. You know what I mean? And then it just like goes in a second right there. So it was fun. I really enjoyed it. But there's nothing wrong with left hand drive, but right hand drive is just super cool.
How were
Japanese.
the Japanese people? Were they nice?
Yeah,
They
yeah, they
seemed
were
like,
really nice.
I don't know. I mean,
Um, yeah, they were really nice. I would love to go back. I just have been putting too much money and effort and time into, all my cards, and then, real life. But yeah, the people were always really nice. Like, even the ones that weren't very like, when I went over there, like, I feel like in this day and age, a lot more of them probably speak better English. But when I went over there, it was like kind of difficult, but like, even like, they would still try to talk to you and interact with you. Everybody was super friendly.
and you being, well, you were a girl. Is that a problem back then, or
No, no,
that's
no.
cool.
There's a bunch of really talented female drivers too in Japan and in the United States too. So
Really?
yeah.
Hmm, that's good.
I remember when I first started, there was only like me and a couple girls that were like drifting, and now it's like people have their own organizations. They do like their own um like like girl drifters, like they do like their drift days and stuff, like girls only kind of thing, which is really cute. And it's definitely helping more girls feel comfortable to like get into it.
Well,
So
I noticed there's more women drag racing now too. Top Fuel. I don't really
yeah.
follow it, but no, I had it on the other day, and there was like three of them, three or four of them.
Yeah, it's cool. It's definitely growing. I just feel like with drifting, a lot of the times girls are scared to get into it because they don't want, to look stupid, or they don't want people to make fun of them, or they're like embarrassed. But it's like it's so much more like welcoming, I feel like now, because there's a lot more girls into
Well,
it.
let me just tell you something right now. If and this is through whatever my 55 years of life. If you listen to anybody tell you something other than what you want to do, you're never going to do it.
Right. Yeah.
And that goes with anything because you, you're going to have to go through life. Here we go. I sound like an old man. You're going to have to go through life and you're going to have to learn this that half the people that are in your circle are not there for you.
Mhm.
And you're going to have to weed those people out. And this is just a generalization because a lot of them are jealous of you or whatever it is, but they're not looking after your best interest. And once you eliminate those people from your life, you're gonna be a lot better person. But
Mhm.
you got to find out. I'm not saying.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
I'm
I
just
got it.
saying this is my experience. When you eliminate people, you eliminate all that negativity from your life. You're gonna do so much better, and that's how I started this channel. Well, actually, my daughter, because I restore cars
Mhm.
and I customize cars and I do upholstery and I've been doing it and I have pictures of the stuff I do, but my daughter was like, uh, Dad, why don't you start recording what you do? So two and a half years later, we are here today, and I do this Sunday show every Sunday night, and I have guests, and I have people coming. I have Mopar Joe coming. He's busy. Everybody's busy, obviously, but I have some people coming on, and everything's taken off. Really, I enjoy this. This isn't work, and I don't care where this goes. This is
Yeah.
what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do. Uh, as well as my upholstery and everything else that I have to do. But I enjoy this. Any questions? There's something I forget, something I should know about.
I don't think so. I mean, I think we covered a lot of stuff. Do you have any questions? Like
Now, do you
any more
guys,
questions?
you guys not drift people. Is there another name for it other than I'm thinking drifter, like Big
Yeah, a lot of people.
Lebowski,
Yeah, a lot of people say a lot of older. No offense, older people think drifter as in like like travelers or whatever. But
I like
no,
somebody you pick up when you're hitchhiking is a drifter.
yeah, not
So
really.
So yeah, I have to explain that. Drifting is not picking up somebody hitchhiking and yeah. No. It's uh the videos on your webpage or your homepage for YouTube is right underneath here. Um and it's very interesting to see how, I mean you're cruising in that car. I mean, how fast are you going when you get on that straightaway?
I mean,
It's
honestly, it depends on the track. Like, obviously, you want to keep the speed up so you can get through the corner. You want to always have like that momentum built up. Um, so some tracks, you could be going, slow, like 25, 30. The fastest I've gone probably was, I it's tough because I have different gearing in my car.
right.
So it's like, I probably at least done like, I want to say 75,
Yeah. I mean,
you know,
it's
if
like
not less,
racing.
give or take.
It's like racing, but you're not.
Yeah, it's not a race. Like everybody, I chuckle and I'm like, oh, I'm going drifting, and then you come back and like, oh, did you win your race? And I'm like, no, it's not like that at all. Like,
Right,
so
right,
it's yeah,
right,
so it's basically the proximity of like how close you can get to like certain areas. Like say that like in professional, like how close you get the like clipping points they're called. So you want to have like your rear end like at this clipping point, and then obviously tandeming is part of competition too. So you want to be it's more about proximity than like hitting somebody's car. You know what I mean? You want to be close, but not
right.
like not bumper cars. It's not like that.
No, it's expensive bumper cars if that's the case.
Yeah, it's always yeah. Yeah, please don't. Especially now, it's harder to find, getting harder to find parts and
So
Yeah.
I guess you have to be careful who you drift with so they don't run into your car too, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like I've had a couple of times where they say like don't drift with like randoms. You know what I mean? But like it depends on the driver. You got to watch them. But a lot of times, people will just drive with their friends. You know, you just gotta trust them or watch them drive before you just like throw yourself out with somebody random. Then that's when shit hits the fan and you're
Well,
gonna have a boo boo in your car.
well, I appreciate you coming on, and we got to do this again. I don't know, who knows, but
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
we learned a little bit about drifting, and not it's like I said, it's not picking up hitchhikers. Um, it's pretty cool. It costs the same. It sounds like, and it's everything's expensive, which sounds like the same thing that I do. And yeah,
Yeah, anything with automotive, it just seems expensive. But
anything
like,
anymore.
yeah,
Yeah.
anything. Honestly, in the beginning though, it's always going to be cheaper because you're not really going through tires because you're learning. You know what I mean? You don't need truck and trailer or anything. Like I just in my beginning, like the beginning years, I would just fill my car with gas, shove as many tires as I could in the back seat, drive the tracks, drift, go home,
What kind of
and that's
tires
it.
are? I mean, obviously, you're just using what's available, correct? I mean,
So there's like honestly, like in the beginning, I was using just whatever I could find, like used tires, whatever. Now at this point, I'm buying new tires.
and what are they? Mickey Thompsons? I don't know. What?
No, no, they're just a lot of people like to run. They're called Ironmans. They're nothing fancy. Ironmans, Acceleras, Kendas. They're just like branded just tires. Like there's not like a specific like like for like drag strip and stuff. Like oh, I need the stickiest like Mickey Thompsons or whatever. It's not like that.
Okay, it's
Yeah.
just whatever because you're gonna burn them up anyway.
Right, but you do wanna have a nice grippy, like, front tire, and, I usually go through fronts probably, like, maybe, like, once or twice a season because you're burning up the back. You're not really burning the front up, but you wanna have a good grippy tire in the front, and then in the back, it depends, like, some tires, I feel like the Ironmans I got, they're pretty decent tires. They're pretty grippy sometimes. And then I'll have like Acceleras, which I know you guys probably don't know what that like these brands are, but sometimes they get like icy. It depends on the tire. You just gotta kind of go through like trial and error of like what tires you like and don't like.
Are you staggering? Are
Yeah,
your
so
front?
I have 17s in the front and 18s in the back.
All right, that's what I mean. You're staggering it. You're staggering bigger in the back.
Yeah. But you could run 17s if you want, you know what I mean? 17s, 18s. Like I remember when I first started, I was running well, my engine was stock and everything was basically stock. I was drifting a stock car in the beginning and I was running like 15s and then just like kept just wanting to just get bigger wheels.
Huh.
That's what I did.
Well, one day you gotta take me for a ride.
I know it's super fun. You love it. It's
And then
great.
yeah, and then I'll take you. I'll take you for a burnout in the car. I mean, I tell you a funny story real quick. I don't want to tell you old man stories, but one of my cars I had, which was it was pretty sick for the road. I took it to work one day, right, and uh, everybody was like, because my car wasn't. It was a '67. Uh, it was a '67 Galaxy, but it had a real hot 390 motor that was just sick. The motor was worth more than the car. And 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 I remember taking it to work, and one of the guys, this is years ago, so he was a kid. They were like, basically talking shit. So I said, "Oh, you want to go for a ride, right?" So I I I took him for a ride. It was a lunch. It was lunchtime. We took him for a ride, and I was like, I got I got on this nice part of the road. There was nobody around, and I said, "All right, when I say go," I said, "I'll give you $100 if you can touch the dashboard, right?" And I just it was a second gear line lock, and I'm just melting the tires, and I'm yelling because I can't hear. I had headers on it, and I'm going ready, and I just took off, And when we got to the ice cream place, which was down the road, his hands were shaking. He was
Oh. That's
because
awesome.
because I built like a moonshine car. Basically, you couldn't tell it was fast until you heard it.
Mhm.
So that's the kind of stuff I was always excited about. And it's kind of the same thing. I mean, I probably could have drifted it, but those cars would have rolled over. Probably they're straight. They were they were straight cars. They weren't for going around corners. It's a little
Yeah,
different,
right. Mhm.
but
Yeah,
it's all the
there's
same.
yeah. It's all fun though, all of it.
It's
If
all
you're going
fun.
straight, if you're going sideways, like this it's just fun just being behind the wheel in general. Doing burnouts, that's just great.
And remember this, because I have a lot of my clients and a lot of my friends are some of them are in their 80s, and they all say the same thing. When I'm in my car, I'm in my 55 Chevy, I'm a teenager again. And that's they will cars will keep you young. And that's the biggest thing to take out of it. Don't let anybody tell you anything different than what you're doing, and just go do it, because in the end it doesn't matter. Just enjoy what you're doing. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, definitely.
But I appreciate you coming on, and like I said, we will do this again uh in the future. And I appreciate it. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah,
And
definitely, definitely.
that was fun. I learned. I hope everybody learned something, and I learned something. And
Yeah, there's it's always something to learn. And yeah, I would definitely love to come on again, get more in depth with it, just to get it out there some more. Drifting's great.
And if I ever make a bumper sticker, it's gonna say if you think you know everything, you're never gonna learn anything. So that's how it is. Thanks for coming on. And I will talk again soon. Remember, every Sunday night, 8 o'clock, we are doing Sunday Night Live here. And I have some other guests coming on next week and the week after. I can't wait. Wait till you see who I got to come on. If you want to come on, send me an email and we'll talk about it. Thanks
Mhm.
everybody stopping by. Thank you, Alicia, for stopping by,
Yep.
and we will talk again soon. Good night.
All right. Good night. Thank you.